Somewhere on the Pacific coast of Costa Rica, hidden between rivers and rainforest, there's a stretch of wild beach that most will never see. We crossed estuaries, dodged crocodile warnings, followed the calls of the scarlet macaws, and just when we thought the day couldn't get any better, we spotted something I've been searching for over 6 years, a wild cat. And yes, we caught it on camera, kinda. This is the story of a random adventure where nature finally revealed one of its rarest secrets. On the other side of this estuary is a completely pristine piece of beach because there's 2 estuaries surrounding this, and there's no roads that get in, and there's no people that want to take the chance and walk over there. So let's cross the crocodile-infested river going out into the ocean and see what we can find on the other side. Whoa, this is like pure quicksand. I was warned about this in the movies. There's a whole bunch of scarlet macaws in that tree directly across from the estuary. In this estuary as well are crocodile and caiman. Caiman don't bother me so much, but I don't want Kira or ourselves to find a crocodile. So we came across this random trail. It looks like it might be a road for a farm. It's a respite from the beach, so I think we got to take a look and see where it goes, see if we can find some animals. Already, I can see the real workers maintaining this trail, and it's the leafcutter ants. They're all up and down here, and that's probably why there's such a good looking trail for us to follow. So we'll be kind, we won't step on you, I promise. We were able to spot this tree full of at least 18 scarlet macaws, which is way higher than we normally see. So we're gonna see if we can sneak up on them and get a closer look. You know we're getting close to the macaws when you find one of their beautiful feathers. Red, blue, only one bird's gonna leave that. And I think they're in that tree right there. I'm sure you can hear it. Those noisy birds are the scarlet macaw, and there's a ton of them right above us in this tree. It's hard to see it from this angle, but check this out. Scarlet macaws are by far one of the most pretty birds out here that everybody wants to see. But what people don't realize is they're super noisy, and that beak is massively strong. They're looking for beach almonds, one of their favorite foods. We can't get into them because they're such a thick and tough nut, but with that crazy beak of theirs and so much power, they can crack through that thing like nobody's business, just one after the other, and make a massive mess in the meantime. These birds though, they're just so beautiful and amazing to see in the wild, and sometimes it can be really difficult to get up close to them like this. So this is just awesome. As we followed the trail deeper into the rainforest, the thick canopy began to thin until suddenly we stepped into an open field, and that's when it happened. That was probably the craziest, most craziest encounter I've ever had in Costa Rica. That is the first wild cat that I've ever seen. Pretty sure it was a Jaguarundi, and there's tracks of everything over there. There's clearly some peccaries that have been going back there and some other cats, but that one had tiny little fresh paws in the mud. And I hope that we got it on video, because in 1 second it realized I was stalking it, and it just turned around, and I should have got the face shot, or it's gonna be like Bigfoot where, you know, it's all blurry and shaky. I can't wait to see what came out. Let's put this sighting into perspective. 150 feet in the distance, we see a dark brown animal walking across a muddy field. As I fumble around with my camera that won't focus, the creature disappears into the mangroves. As per usual, I'm in sandals, I hike across the muddy field, and I begin to follow the fresh cat tracks. At this point, the Jaguarundi emerges. I'm on full zoom, recording, walking, and trying to get a better shot. Now, I'm only 90 feet away when it suddenly turns around, we lock eyes, and it darts into the mangroves. Jaguarundis are a medium-sized wild cat that is most closely related to pumas. They're active during the day, and let me tell you, they also stink like a wild cat. How awesome was that? That was the first wild cat we've ever seen in the wild. What do you think, Daph?
At first, I thought that was a house cat because they're really small, And then my brain was like, wait a minute, house cats aren't brown. And this house cat has a tail that's like 3 feet long, about that big around, and its face was kind of flat like a puma. Luckily we had these binoculars, so I was able to see it really clearly. But I hope our footage came out on our big camera.
This is one of those days that's gonna go down in our memory books because this was amazing. I have been trying for years to see one of these. This is so cool. We did it today. The sun was setting, so we decided it was a good time to leave the rainforest and make it back to the beach. We also didn't want to chance crossing the estuary when the crocs would be most active at night. As we made it back to the car, I was still on an adrenaline rush. I've hiked rainforests, climbed volcanoes, and tiptoed through mangroves, but seeing a Jaguarundi in the wild, that was unreal. This adventure gave me a gift I'll never forget, and a shaky piece of proof to match. If you enjoyed this wild journey, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Let me know, what's the rarest animal you've ever seen? Until the next time, stay curious, stay wild. This is Peligro Life.